Welcome back as we return to Castle Karajan, Marco the Ninja.
How are you holding up? The symptoms are subtle at first. You feel agitated, unusually aggressive. They say it can drive you mad, but I'm not so sure. I've never seen anyone live long enough to find out. I had to beg Azai for more ink. It isn't even fresh. It's clumpy. Feel that? Oh, sorry. This is unacceptable. If Azai can't straighten this out, well, I'll go to the source and take care of it myself.
We've tracked the Count to a stronghold in Eastern Europe. He may be cornered, but be careful. He's sitting on a stockpile of weapons with his best troops surrounding him.
Leonardo, that was the owner of the hand at the very beginning of the game. Dusan, the master tattoo artist, is very worried about side effects.
This is your final mission. Stay sharp. This is the one they'll remember you by.
Very worried about side effects of this special ink he's using. In this ominous weather, we approach the castle of Count Karajan in Eastern Europe. We are supposed to go up there, but we don't need to worry about the guard's hitbox. The vision cone is the only important feature of this obstacle called guard, besides the sources of light, of course. The lighting is going to complicate things, and they are alerted when we go in front of them, so here I'm perfectly safe. If I run, they'll notice me.
Move fast. Those flashes of lightning could give the guards a chance to spot you.
I can fight back, but it's not easy and not really particularly useful. But I can show you a kill called Twilight Gate. One of the 6 optional kills we can unlock. We can unlock 5 of them.
Move fast. Those flashes of lightning could give the guards a chance to spot you.
So you can hear the thunder before the lightning, which is not exactly how sound and light work, but it's functional for the game, and gameplay comes first. So before we were safe in the shadows when we were fully in darkness or hiding. Now only the hiding spots are safe. Well, provided there are no dogs around, because the dogs can sniff us in the darkness and in the hiding spots.
Your new mark has heightened your senses. Concentrate, and you can sense everything around you, even through the walls.
And our upgrade in our tattoos are giving us new powers. This one is called Fair Sight and completes the D-pad. We have the bamboo darts always with us. We can use to break the lights or temporarily stagger guards. We have a distraction item and an attack item. And now we have Fair Sight, which allows us to see where electrical circuits or...
Be careful. Pulling the wrong lever could cost you your life.
Or cause and effect relations. So if we pull the wrong lever, a laser will activate. But this is a Indiana Jones trap. It's not instant death. And this one opens the door. And this one is another laser. And here we have a sort of bonus room.
Look at this. It's new gear for Karajan's troops. They can't even fight without these toys to protect them.
We have new art going with the change of location from generic city like Tokyo to mysterious castle in Europe, and with ominous figures in the background and the armor of the guards on display. We have rats, like birds. They make noise, but we can dispose of them.
How are we going to get through there?
And here we have another kill. An optional seal sneak into the castle without being detected. made it on time, and I can show you this skill that I just unlocked, the Traitor's Coffin. And now we need to be careful because this is the option objective. This is the collectible.
Good. That got the door open.
And if we use fair sight, we could have seen that fuse box is connected to the door up there. While the vision cone was perfect without lightning, now it's not as clear which position is safe and which one is not, because if you continue that cone, the guard would have seen me, but they didn't. So there's some freedom. You can only judge if they're looking left or right, but we cannot know the height they can see. So if I'm standing above them, they won't be able to see me. But there's need to be a bit of experimentation with how high or low. But the only problem that I found was during when there's stairs around, because they have a fixed height, but the fixed height follows the stairs. Anyway, this one is another kill. But spray. And you can hide the body. Well, I could have hidden the body on the stairs, but unfortunately it's not as obvious if you want to go up or down, especially when you are carrying a body, but there's no penalty for leaving bodies there. We also have this skill, the Hangman's Hymn, which shows you that we are not exactly in a Saturday morning cartoon, and things get more and more dire as we go on. So here we have a crate that we already found in the optional rooms. But if you miss the optional room, now there's tutorial, and if the crate is standing on top of a grate, no one can come from below.
Azai refers to you as the champion. But do you know what they used to call the ones who got the mark? The severed.
And Aura, as faithful companion, is telling us more ominous details. We can also attack dogs, but not kill them, of course. That would be against the law of the internet. We can put them to sleep, and yeah, at that point it was not clear if that guard was going to see me with lightning, but luckily it didn't happen. Let's see. If I press B, I can hide, and from the shadows I can kill. A brief shadow is called, and that one is the last. The last of the 5. I think I showed you all the 5 kills I unlocked. And we have multiple paths here. Let's go this way first. You can see lasers below and lasers to the right.
Those lasers are blocking the way, but look how crudely they're wired up. Maybe we can cut off their power.
But if you are dragging a guard or dog, they have a transponder to stop the lasers, which make things easier. But we got this optional objective, disable the power, so we could do that. And
Karajan must have lost his mind if he thinks this crazy setup can keep him safe.
we could easily do that, or just go direct straight to the right, and the disable the power objective, which is not optional, on the left. The optional objectives are on the right. Sneak into the castle without being detected was quite easy, but with lightning making things harder. Instead, kill all the guards in the catacombs, which we'll find at the end of the level, and lure a guard to a stealth kill using a dead body, which we can do right now. So the first and third are the opposite order. But if we have smoke bombs, we don't actually need a body, so we can do this without killing anyone.
Those lasers are blocking the way, but look how crudely they're wired up. Maybe we can cut off their power.
Anyway, if we have smoke bombs, do this. I'm not sure if it's meant to be, because we'd be technically destroyed, at least an arm and a leg, well, both arm and legs, but the hitbox is more generous, and we cannot use multiple smoke bombs, so we need to time this right. We need to wait in the middle, and then throw the second one. So now we need to be careful. We are inside the walls. We have a tricky situation here because the guard, you can see how much the guards are obstacles and not actually real people, because you won't be able to jump down, but we just stay there. And if we are doing this stealthily, requires a smoke bomb. When you throw a smoke bomb, you can go just walk past the guard. But here we find our first scroll.
After the war, most ninja went home, but not Master Tetsuji. On a journey along the Silk Road, he met a merchant who promised to restore his youth and glory.
Hara's veterans spin tales over teacups.
And those are the haikus, well, English version of haikus, that continue the Japanese theme and are used as voice logs. So we have that guard. Need to wait.
Hey, got a visual on the target.
Well, should have waited. So we can actually kill him. It's a peasant's death because it made noise. And we are using the blade, our precious Tetsuji blade. The blade belonged to the same person that we are hearing the story, Master Tetsuji. So I'm going to reload because I don't want to sound the alarm. And I'll show you the smoke bomb path.
Can't see anything through this.
Yeah. You can just walk past through. And in this level things are much more complicated. On the second time you won't be able to hear the audio log, but we can go the option menu. Actually, if you are stealthing around, it's quite hard to focus on the story. It's best just to read it or hear it at the end. Anyway, here I could just break the lights, but it doesn't. The corner of the column there is preventing me from doing that. But you can use Caltrops. I'll show you how Caltrops disable guards. So the guard is disabled.
Hey, target. Target could be over.
I waited just a bit too much, but it still worked. Even if there was the alarm symbol and the sound cue, if you don't see the point penalty, you have not been detected. So I'm going to kill him too. And well, here it's the same button to hide and pick up the body. It's the only issue that where the simple controls make it make things awkward. Is too far to the right, but you can just wait, kill him. So going to kill everyone is the easiest path.
Karajan must have lost his mind if he thinks this crazy setup can keep him safe.
So kill him is the easiest path, but you can do it stealthily by disabling power, and that makes those lasers flicker, so you can pick the right moment and go here if we don't want to kill.
Good. Now let's get out of here.
So aside from last episode, Corporal Kelly actually and the snipers near him, but we can actually do this without killing anybody. And we are in the same place as we were before. So the artifacts were in empty rooms before, but now levels are more complicated. We have multiple paths. So now we need to wait lightning for the guards to move on and pick the right moment. Of course, the guard will investigate first, won't be alerted immediately. So we can go to the right, but if you check the map, we see there's a room below us. So before there were just empty rooms with an artifact, but here there's something interesting. In this case, there will be a scroll. So we have a crate and nothing here. We have lasers, but this one is similar to the challenge rooms, but in real life, not in our mind as it seems to be in the option rooms. A mental challenge. And here we need to use crates to solve puzzles.
My bent walking stick, tired of old men's chatter.
So here we see that the level is built using all the animation was originally hand drawn, which means even after they changed the design to their flash animation that Clay used in the first game, Shank, but there's some stickiness, especially going around corners or when you need to pick. So I need to press A to go around corners. There's a small price to pay for this style. So we cannot actually go up, but there's a upgrade station here. So we can see that we have 3 points. Could unlock a Grim Harbinger to hang bodies. I think I'll do that. And these are more combat oriented. We have these cool costumes using Oni masks to the ninja use to terrify their enemies, based in Japanese folklore. But we also see that we have 2 out of 3 terror seals. And the third one, lure a guard into stealth kill using a dead body.
Once you have the mark, they treat you like an outsider. Strange, unpredictable, and dangerous. You're as good as banished. And when your mission's over, you're dead.
So we cannot, you see, well, aside from the artifacts there, we cannot jump directly in this case. We need to use the crates and wait for the right moment. Hear the thunder and then count to get to see the lightning. We get the artifact and we need to go up. We can also run up because we are ninjas, but that alerted the guard because I made noise. Aura is chilling down here. Also we can stop time and hit guards to stagger them, hit any up to 3 objective. If that guard is in the circle of noise, he will notice us. Instead, if we are in the shadows and go near him, won't know any better. Let's see if we can hang him. We can pick the body, yeah, and grapple here, and we hang him. And terrorize, probably terrorize any guard who see the body. So here it seems that it's closed off, but it's actually the right way to go. You can always check them up if you're missing something. For example, down there's a room, but it's not, we cannot access from this side, so we can move on. Go down here. Here we need to wait for the lightning. And down here we are safe. I'll try to use the Caltrops just to show them off. So this here, the guard here is able to jump, but we are hidden, so we are perfectly safe if the guard didn't see us. Exactly. Hide. Just as a hit one. So after watching that, cool jump. The optional objective is to lure a guard into a stealth kill by using a dead body.
Got a man down. Stay alert.
We can jump down, but we need to be careful because if there's lightning, the guard will see us and start to investigate. But we can kill him after watching his beautiful jump. Even though the animation is very stiff on purpose to contrast with the fluidity of the almost hand-drawn animation here. And this guard will start to investigate, and we can actually kill him. But so I reloaded, but you saw that that guard saw me first instead of the body, so I couldn't, the kill didn't count for the optional objective. The Caltrops are not extremely useful because the second guard is alerted, but it's looking more aggressively. Instead, in the first levels, the guards would just go back. Must be the wind this time. The second guard did not reach the other Caltrops, which are to the left. I'll make things easier for myself with a smoke bomb. And now I hope that, yeah, that guard noticed the body, and hopefully there's no one below. And we did it, the objective, which it was a bit awkward because how things work in the game from coding perspective is that the objects are looking, not the guards. So the object, like a dead body, noise source, or ourselves in the light, the objects are looking for guards intercepting their path. So in the first case, when I reloaded, the guards saw me before the body because it was, I guess, was closer. We are starting to breach the castle. Again, we have... So the door above was closed. We need to go the hard way. Yeah, these lasers. So in that case, I wasn't pushing the stick in the right direction to get to the next grapple point. So yeah, it's even though it's not animated by hand, so we can run at higher FPS, and they were able to add the costumes. It still retains some side effects. It's the price to pay for the fluidity of the animation.
We're getting close, but there are guards all over the grounds. We should head down to the Catacombs. That will be our best shot at getting to the inner keep.
Didn't saw me, even though there was lightning, because it was down the stairs. But there's nothing here, or I suggest to go down. And probably in the previous levels there would be an artifact. But this time there are plenty of places to put artifacts. And yeah, that surface was transparent. So you can see it's quite intuitive. And this way is very well guarded. But there seems to be nothing. So here we are back to the door, but there's nothing for us. They're just guards and nothing else. So this one is more for world building or for previous different plan. Actually, we can use first sight to see how to open the door, and there are no connections. So yeah, it's just a trap, probably from an earlier level plan. At least we have the dog. You can see the sniff circle and the hiding spot just outside the sniff circle. Let's see if the dog is going up. The guards, of course, are going to investigate the chandelier, which can also be used for an indirect kill. In this case, my best bet was to just run past, even though, yeah, the dog can't see us.
He smells an intruder. Dog smells trouble. Keep an eye out.
So that was...
When this is all over, I hope it was worth it.
That was a different path, which didn't bring us anything. But let's see here. Those guards, yeah, I didn't check the doors, but there are two guards just standing in a corner for some reason. And yeah, that was actually would probably work for luring a guard with the corpse. But anyway, our reward here is just more points. This bonus style room and an artifact. So yeah, it was more elaborate than just putting an artifact in the empty corner in the top right. But you can also see that probably at some point the ninja had to go through that door. Anyway, we move on to the catacombs.
There's something wrong with the air down here. When you see that foul color, move fast and try not to breathe.
Here there's the optional seal, stealth kill all the guards in the catacombs, and we have a different design, and also we have gas, which is going to slowly kill us. Just as the warning, just as the guards took a second or two to start investigate or to sound alarm, we have a bit of leniency with the gas. And can actually get a second artifact and more. So from the, even though that room over there is probably just a relic of how the level was made, because it's used a tile-based system, so they probably just copy and paste from somewhere else. But here it's actually a room, an optional challenge room. We get to peel away the layers to release what's inside. We have a number of lasers, and we can sense now which laser is connected to what. It's not extremely useful. What we can do is not that. What we can do is to look down, probably just, there's just a light. And now we can go here, but we cannot, there are no pegs on this ceiling, but we can use our grapple and get this one, get back here, so I'm pushing the stick in the direction we want to grapple, of course, but we can always slow time and point exactly where we want to go very carefully. And now we have access to these and this one. Oh, I think it's just out of reach, but we are cool ninja protagonists, so we can do this and this and probably get the scroll.
I do not fear death, but with the leisure of choice, it loses its charm.
So a couple of lasers were just red herrings, and my goal continues to stealth kill all the guards in the catacombs. You actually don't need to hide the body, but it's very useful to go through here. So we can actually sense. In this case there are no switches for these lasers, but there's an optional path to the left below the crate that we just moved, so we can decide to kill and drag the guard here, or use a smoke bomb. I'm not sure if it fits. Yes, yeah, I can, but of course if I press left I'll die. So we are back here, but it's actually useful because we moved this crate before So if we want to do a stealth only playthrough, we can go through here.
Hey, what was that noise?
Our option objective is to kill the guards. So I have to go back there. But yeah, the stealth route is this one.
If we get that hatch open, we can sneak right under the outer walls.
Though for some reason the Inquisitor's dungeon title appears only if you go through here. That is, if we kill the guard and drag it around. So that was the intended path, because usually the option objective tell you what the developers thought was better. I got extra point for killing myself for some reason. And here we have vents, but this time we'll die if we stay too long. So while the guards are investigating,
What's that?
yeah, if you wait too long, you'll die. In this case, I'll use the Caltrops to disable them and pick the perfect spot to kill this guard. Well, the Caltrops do not work if the guard is not suspicious, so yeah, they're not the most useful item in the game. So we could have used the body of the guards as usual, or do the hard way, which is behind this crate. So you see how the crates now have, well, they're still awkward to go around because I don't want to go up, but the crate won't let me. So yeah, the animations a bit sticky. This is the stealth route, and now lasers are down. And the gas is off, the opposite that we did in the previous level. So we still need to kill stealth kill all the guards, but aside from that, we are free to explore. So the level is more complex, and we can actually see how the wiring works. So we could turn off all the lasers from there, go around using smoke bombs, for example. So for some reason, even though we can grab here and from the map it seems open, these grates will open only with the control mechanism up there. So we need to go around. Yeah, it's closed, and didn't mean to do that. We can see that the doors are no reference, so we can just do this and use a smoke bomb or jump up. The corners are cut. Jump up there and move on. So here we need to do another stunt. You can see that there's an interaction point there, but we cannot actually destroy the generator just throwing a dart. We need to go to B down there. And so there is a complicated part which you can skip with the smoke bombs. but the other levels probably it would have been an optional objective. Here I'm perfectly hidden. And I just wait for the guards to stop. I could try some Caltrops. Yeah, I just missed the guard. And you can see there's an optional there. So I've reloaded and I'll do things faster this time. I'll try to put the Caltrops here, but otherwise I just need to pick the guards apart one at a time. So these will run. This one is disabled, but they are bunching up. So if I had a smoke bomb, it would be very easy. But yeah, so they're not all disabled. Let's see if I can. Erase the alarm. Not because of the imperfect kill, but because he saw me. Yeah, so I just need to hide and pick them apart one by one. So that would be an alarm raised, but the game is generous. And now this guard is alone, guarding treasure, so it's not trouble at all, and we get the seal. But of course, it would have been much better to use different items. Spike mine would have been great, or use the suit, the costume we just unlocked, which would have terrorized the guards. The guards witnessing a murder would have been terrorized and made things much easier because terrorized guard cannot sound the alarm. Anyway, we did this. We can open. Great. Open the way to the catacombs and go to the next level.
Looks like there's nowhere to go but down. Be sure to hold your nose.
Here we have our score, 10,000 points more than needed. But anyway, all that killing meant that a more lethal setup would have been much better. We didn't actually unlock anything new in this here. We could use smoke bombs, upgrades, disabling enemies within it, which makes things easier, even more overpowered. Unless the enemies are wearing gas masks, which, yeah, in the catacombs. We have two optional styles. Path of the Might, reinforced armors, provides additional protection and knocks down opponents faster, while stealth kills now restore health. However, focus no longer stops time. That's an interesting unlock. We have the Path of the Hunter, we have already seen. The Path of Silence, who can allow us to run without making noise. The Hunter with 2 distraction items would have been more helpful in that section, but even more helpful when we unlock the other attack items, because we are just Spike Mine and Caltrops for now. And the Path of Nightmares, enemies with an stealth kill become terrified as those that discover a dead body. However, you cannot equip any distraction items. So you can see the cool designs of the masks. So I'll try the Path of Nightmares now until the next checkpoint and the Spike Mines. But if you go to the main menu, we can be scared ourselves by witnessing the perspective of the guards. And if we go back to the main first screen, you can see different designs. But let's go back into the lab. So we follow Karajan to his castle, and now we are above a bottomless chasm. The only way forward is through the treacherous catacombs, where the air is foul and the ground crumbles beneath your feet. And here we are.
Wow. Look at that chasm. My advice? Move fast and don't look down. My advice? Move fast and don't look down.
You don't have to look down, because if you look down, you'll notice that these sort of antennas, telephone poles, are just cut. So it's a bit of surreal environment, but we can save it from.
Oh. Guess I'll have to find another way around. Go on. I'll catch up.
And we have a split path.
This place is ancient. Watch your footing on those ledges. They don't look very solid.
So here we can, I think it's the easiest path. And we come up here. Seems that there's a secret here, but there's nothing. And if we jump down, we'll get a checkpoint and reach the other path. So let's go back. Finally, we can run freely with no guards around. But
this place is ancient. Watch your footing on those ledges. They don't look very solid.
the environment is working against us.
I can't see the bottom. If there even is
There's
one.
nothing below us.
I can't see the bottom. If there even is one.
Empty void. And from the map you can see we are back here. The hardest path providing an artifact for effort. There's a skeleton here, a sarcophagus, and another one here, so we can check both out. Of course, from the map, it's obvious that this one will be a secret.
A ninja must never fear death. But Tetsuji refused to die. He was corrupted by a power that had no purpose.
I give my last praise to an old scar-cheeked merchant. What have I to lose?
That corridor is full of poison. If you move fast, it won't kill you. I just hope there's fresh air on the other side.
Yeah, Ora kindly waited for the haikus to finish.
They're using those crates to haul weapons. Nobody will notice if you ride along too.
And the idea is to stop the crate near the door, but with fast lockpicks you can just run. Also, show you up here, there's nothing. But let's take a look at the guards. Guards wearing gas masks. I'll turn on the music. So I reloaded because these guards have a dialogue, but between the masks and the ambient is hard to hear, so I turned off the music. Turn on the crate. There should be.
So, why did we turn all these old smuggling tracks back on? The count wants to move a bunch of arms from the warehouse up to the castle, but it's all the heavy stuff. The kind of stuff they watch for with spy satellites. So we gotta move all of it through here.
Luckily, I can jump over the gas. The hitbox for the smoke is straightforward, it's just a line. So you can jump over it. Our ninja breathes very fast. So the dialogue is connected to the crate to make the player hear it as he rides along, though with the ambient noise, the muffling from the masks makes it hard. They are complaining because they are down in the Catacombs or in the Smugglers hideout, as it's called. They can't want to move some weapons, but of course the weapons cannot be brought up in daylight. Also, they've installed some safety measures because they're scared.
Backup power to the catacombs. We pulled double shifts installing those security measures down there. I don't want it wasted because of a brownout.
They are worried that all the traps might overload the system and cause brownout, so drop in tension. Although a complete blackout would make this level probably way too easy. So there's nothing below, so we don't need to kill them, even though we are the hunter. I just like the mask. And near another skeleton, we have different crate puzzles, so we can time it right or stop the crate over the lasers, but we can just ride it. And if we kill this guard, there's a optional seal. Kill 3 gas mask guards while they are working poison gas. But we'll have plenty of chances to do this later. So now there's the guard. For the stealth playthrough, you can actually run through here and just barely make it, but of course seems that you can stop the crate to stop the lasers, but actually I don't think that the steps then where it can be stopped are aligned with lasers. So in the end, riding is actually the best option. Now we can run through that vent and jump up if you want to do a stealth run, but it actually depends. Could be even worse than the normal path because of this guard. So you can just ignore the crate and move on, but the crate will make things easier here. So depending on where that guard is going, it's actually easier to do this path instead of running through that poisonous vent, and running is the only way to get to the end. So unless you have the silent running costume, unless you are using the path of silence, that guard will be alerted. Since I'm the hunter, I'm going to stay in character and kill this one. And then we have another one here. Let's see if it counts, because I killed. Yeah, I killed the guard in Poison Cloud. I wish I could attach the body to this crate. Let's take a peek up. So there are guards up there, a steep way out. You can actually kill them all, but the third one is cannot be accessed in this way, and also killing this guard will make things too easy. But I'll show you the complete experience. So here there's a guard, which actually counts for the bonus. And so here you can see that the bonus objective is to ride the crate to the top of the shaft without getting off. And that's, yeah, killing the guards make this too easy. So you're supposed to go to the right and then left and then again the right to avoid the guards until you reach here. And you get the seal. Unfortunately, if you notice here to the left, there's a bonus objective. So if we do this way, we need a smoke bomb or distraction items for this guard, but there's not much space. And of course, I just have the spike mines. So I'll do something different. I have a sleeping guard. Will not wake up in any case, but I don't know if Clay placed it. I don't know if it was placed on purpose, but there's with this costume we can terrorize the guard and the guard will fall down. So now we can safely jump here. That guard is investigating and we reach an optional chamber. We reach the optional chamber, which would be otherwise would skip otherwise, and a horse to ride on. So here we have the suggestion, but we already did this, so it's basically the hard mode of what we did and we are going to do later. So you can see the side, you need to go to the side, the sparks of course, and here you notice that the sparks are on both sides, so jump down, use these to break a few lasers, and then right here you can actually scout ahead. It seems straightforward, just keep it here. But what we don't know the first time around, that the crate changes course, so it slows down, so it's not too punishing. If you get too confident, you'll get. So here, yeah, I try to jump, but yeah, jumping is, with this kind of animation, jumping is not precise. You don't have control of jumping, so the grapple points actually serve to make things not rage-inducing. Yeah, we need to write this back from the beginning, but now we know. So this trap, we can repair this trap, and even though it slows down, and then it goes back to full speed. Actually, while doing the test rounds, I noticed that sometimes the crate accelerates, but not sure when, if you stop and restart fast enough. So before I jumped without pushing right, so I ninja jump up, finally get the scroll.
Raindrops pock my skin. I am soft, scalded, and marked, and terribly strong.
So this guard makes it impossible to just jump down, but if we got rid of them before we can take a look, our terrorized guard is still up down there. If I drop down, I would have to call the crate again, fortunately. The guard will stay terrorized. So now it counts, even though technically died, the guard died in smoke, but yeah. Our crate is down here. Yeah, the terrorized guards keep terrorized, so instead of raising the alarms, they get terrorized again if they notice us or any suspicious point. and if they terrorize, they jump backwards and then start shooting. You see that the guard survived all that because it was off screen, but yeah, his health is lowered, the guard will die. So the only way to go from down up is driving this crate because of this part here. We cannot jump over. That's the body through before. So now we can move on and do what we did before, but just an easier version. That's the trouble with doing the optional. That was weird, right? We cannot move through crates. So moving on, that's the trouble with doing the optional stuff. The first playthrough, that the other parts come too easy. Actually, yeah, the blur is difficult to see, but we could have gone through that ceiling. And now we have an actual crate puzzle, so we can stop it. But of course that wouldn't be enough to get to the second lever. So just going to ride it. Yeah. And now you can use this lever to block it. This crate does not reach to the end, it would have been too easy. So, but this is the farthest point we can stop it, but if we leave the crate in this way, we can actually move on, but you can see that to the left there's something. So it seems that the level splits with these falling platforms, so it will be a problem to get back. But of course the game thought about that and provided us with a crate. So there's a guard. I have no idea how the guard managed to get that. So that's what he was saying, that the environments look believable enough, but the guards, of course, make sense only if they're considered obstacles, because there's not. While the tower made more sense for the guards, made less sense for us. This level is built entirely for us, can barely clear.
My eyes reveal the quiver of an eyelash on a traitor's face.
And we got the scroll. So I think the scroll is becoming more complicated, even harder, much harder. So yeah, this jump is the only jump we could have made. It's very precise, which makes it look a bit fake. The fact that it's exactly the distance we need. And yeah, we need to move this crate and wait for the right moment. I just, well, reloaded, so I show you. You can use this to block both. And then it seems we are trapped, but of course there's this lever. We can use this here and then ride this crate. So a bit of freedom, but still we need to wait. And jumping up, we get to the ceiling and we need to finally reach the surface, but it's not as easy as it sounds. So we just need the last seal, hide 3 bodies in the final room. And that's the reason why I chose the nightmare, the path of the nightmares.
Hey, I found a way out. It's just past the next room, but there's a rusty old gate blocking the way. There's a way to open it from your side, but be ready. When the racket starts, every guard down here will come running.
We could change, but I'm not going to, because this is the reason I chose beneath the old gate. The reason I chose this costume. Now it seems it's quite peaceful. We can do recon, and there's nothing. So we have vent up there. We have doors we can hide. We have turrets for some reason. It's strange, because there's no guards around, no lasers. But you can notice the doors from the sides. Yeah, guards are going to come out from there. And if you use Fair Sight, it's not really clear, but with this switch we can activate this part. With this switch, activate these cogs, and finally we can activate this lever, which, even though it's not indicated, will open the thing above. So we can just...
Someone activated the old cargo door. Get down there and find them.
yeah. So we could just hide, but luckily the devs thought of countermeasures. So I just do another traitor's coffin and move on. But for now it's just quite easy.
In the dogs.
Yeah. The dogs, of course, won't let us.
Check the vent. He has to be here somewhere.
Won't let us just stay hidden. But of course, if we are hidden, dogs can only
In the gas. That'll flush him out.
sniff and do nothing. And now we have gas below us. And then
Halfway there.
we get a checkpoint, actually, even though not indicated. And yeah, if you want to do this stealthily, it's much harder.
Put on your map. There's too much gas in there now. Search up the other rooms. You can be anywhere.
Yeah, I used the checkpoint because I was too confident. I'll just leave this there. We don't need actually for that guard to see the kill to
There's too much gas in there now.
to get terrorized, because we have this
Search up the other rooms. You can be anywhere.
costume. And now the dogs won't get terrorized, we'll just alarm,
You heard him. Increase the gas.
but the guards will do nothing to when their friends are. So I had to reload because I was too confident, but if I actually leave a body
Put on your map. There's too much gas in there now.
there, I don't need the spike mine, because thanks to these guys, well, to this costume, and the guards will run to check it, though I would have preferred things can get tricky. I just wanted to show you the
You heard him. Increase the gas.
terrorized guards behavior, so they will shoot against any suspicious points, and they will also shoot their friends, and also
It's open.
have a chain
Out of there.
of terrorization with just one body. So a terrorized guard kills another, and then it gets scared by the body that they just made. Also, if they were not terrorized, those guards would have some interesting animation of throwing gas instead of just using the flashlight to check the vents. They would run to the vent and throw gas inside in case you are there. But what I wanted to show you was absolute mayhem. So yeah, the countdown is up. I just put this guard out of its misery. First gas, then dogs, then more gas. So if that guard down here would have been alive, they would have thrown poison inside the vent, besides just checking with a flashlight, making things more interesting if you just try to run. So without stealthing through this alarm, it's quite hard, but quite fun, because you will never hear, for example, the
Thanks. Now let's get out of here.
high alarm music otherwise. So that was a great change of pace. Carnage. And while the loading screen teaches us more details, we see that finally we unlock the 6th kill, which is Bloody Whisper. Quickly and silently stealth kill a disabled enemy by press X, which...
When your foes are disabled or stunned, you can dispatch any number of them in the time it would normally take to eliminate just one, and you'll be sure that they won't make a sound.
So we didn't have many chances to see disabled enemies, but maybe the Caltrops would be more useful now. But we have Ravenous Insect. Ravenous Insect will reduce a body to dust in an instant or noisily devour a living enemy.
These flesh-eating insects can reduce dead bodies to dust in seconds. They can also attack a living target, but be careful. That poor soul will make a lot of noise before the insects finish them off.
Which is an interesting item, maybe a bit overpowered. And we have the Hisomu Terror Dart.
These darts are made from blowfish spines coated in poison. Just one of these will plunge your target into a state of panic and terror. They'll attack any noise they hear.
Dipped in a powerful hallucinogen, these darts can drive a normal man to terror and madness. And also we have an unlock insects, and then we also have softened cloth tab.
These tabi, made of silk and the lightest reeds, will reduce the noise you make when you run.
Japanese traditional socks with the separate, I guess, to wear with their sandals, with a separate side for the thumb and the other fingers. Upgrade your footwear to lessen but not silence the noise you make when running. This is actually useful to speed through the level. So since we unlocked the new items, I used the Path of the Hunter with the Terror Darts and these.
So nice to see the moonlight again. We made it to the inner keep. Come on.
So let's test immediately the darts.
Heads up. Dog
Can't let the
smells
Count get
somebody.
away. Before you try to catch him, cut off his escape routes. And watch out. Looks like his best troops are on patrol. They won't be easy to take down, so do your best to sneak past them.
Yeah, so the dog was nibbling at the guard. Usually the dogs are immune to panic, but with the dart, you can get them, then they get tired, we put them to sleep. Here we have a room with a guard, and path down here, an artifact. So if you run to the crate, B will not work. So now we are back here. First we need to create a distraction and wait for him to
That just went out.
up or just kill him. Those are the best guards. And we have another artifact. So now we have in this level there are many split paths, and if you can see the laser to the right, there's a sniper. Just dispatch this guard and try our new Ravenous insects. There we go. Yeah. They're just as overpowered as the smoke cloud. We can go up, but there are no secrets here. So there's we have few believable rooms, stairs aside, but there's actually nothing of value inside, just an alternative route. So I'll go back here and check the lower path. So here we get checkpoint. There are a number of guards, and the one to the right does not move, so I just use its perfect chance to use a terror dart. And terror easily escalates because the guards will be attracted to noise and won't worry about their crazy friend, but just I had to hide this body. As amusing as this is, when I have plenty of freedom, I always prefer to do the optimal way, so we can use the Ravenous insects to distract the guard. So now we won't have corpse, just have a terrorized guard, which will probably kill everyone else in the same way. Just at some point that guard stops shooting. We need to remind the guard that he's terrorized. So the music is the one when you are discovered, but terror guards won't be alerted. Anyway, these guards will drop the shield and behave like scaredy cat, like those other guards. Unfortunately, if you don't want to use items, or you don't have distraction items because you are the hunter, you can still use your body to distract guards. Otherwise, a guard would have blocked the way. And yeah. So with the rain, I didn't see that laser sniper. You can barely sneak by him. And the reason to go up is not to get secrets, but up there is to avoid the sniper without killing anyone. Also, you can have a funny best guard award moments. If you kill the sniper, then all the guards are going will be, if you alert all the guards and kill the sniper, they will all come to the ledge and make things quite funny. But if you want to do the stealth path, yeah, being the hunter does not exclude the stealth only. Just makes it more difficult, of course, without distraction items. So yeah, we can just jump from any height. We are in secluded always. We need to locate Karajan Helipad, and we see that one of the optional seal is sabotage the helicopter without being detected. Again, the first seal is the last terrorize a guard into shooting another guard. It actually triggered with a dog before. Then kill 3 elite guards. So we haven't seen the elite guards yet. Apparently a split path with the artifact here, but technically, but actually it's not. So the only way is to go down. So this guard won't be bothered by the light, but this guard will. Like that when you reach the checkpoint, you're not on the floor, but I help. Unfortunately, without light, we don't really. You can only see the mask of the ninja, which is fitting, but it's a nice costume to go with it. Actually, the Clay developed the game in grayscale, and the lights apply the gradient, the color gradient. So I just, well, actually I can kill him if you don't want to wait, but yeah, and I can terrorize guards by throwing at them, throwing bodies at them, and yeah, everything escalates. So one kill might make things harder. Can also, yeah, you can also use the bamboo dart to make the guards shooting as creepy puppet master, and finally move on to the elite guards.
Tough. Even a surprise attack might not bring him down. You'll need to daze him somehow before you move in for the kill.
We're safe from lightning indoor, but the deal with the elite guards is that they need to be stunned, and very conveniently there's some loose wiring here, and these guards, so if I activate it, then the guards get stunned, and now stunning becomes important. So I can lockpick and then kill it. I don't know if I showed you before. There's a unique animation with the chain for the hunter through doors. So that's the optional objective. Kill 3 elite guards. We have plenty of chances to do that.
Ninjas, I studied every martial art from Thailand to Tokyo to Tibet. I'm in the MMA Hall of Fame, man. I want them to try and take me down. Come on!
Oh, let's see how he reacts. Yeah, this guard is actually immune to panic, but he can be killed.
I'm not scared of ninjas. I studied every martial art from Thailand to Tokyo to Tibet. I'm in the MMA Hall of Fame, man. I want them to try and take me down. Come on!
So he can be easily killed with the Ravenous insects. Double kill, actually. No, it will only attack the nearest one. And the next will be terrorized. The elite guards are immune. It's a nice touch. The bones, you can see the bones up there. Though of course the set piece, this is left to the players, but from his speech, his setup just to... No martial arts can help with the... when there's a ninja around. Actually, this guard, for some reason, even though it's saved here, but that guard is still alive, but there will be many guards after that. So we have the option, again, split path, but down here we probably have an optional objective. Yeah. So there are a number of guards. It actually can be done stealthily, because if you go down here, this one is completely blind spot. So if I stay exactly below him, well, I show you. Need to break the light first.
This light shouldn't be out.
So now I can go around,
No contact.
wait for them. You need to be careful when this guard turns his head. The vision cone slightly lowers, so you can get caught. But anyway, if you in any case, you need to distract that guard, so I'm not going to worry about it. Just do the normal way, which is using this lever to open gas, to leak gas, and to get to that guard before sounds a checkpoint. Because of course these guards are wearing their gas masks. Also, you saw that the gas masks were both in the same direction. So need to be careful not to kill the wrong one. Now that they are... you can just go through here and just jump to avoid dying. And you get the scoop.
My violent hunger ropes through the darkness. It craves more than I can catch.
Pressing A to get through vents and jump. Actually, there was A is used for... A and B are used for a lot of stuff, but go through controls, you notice that there's the left button is empty. So there was actually a stealth walk and run, but then they decided the separation stealth walking was redundant, so they removed it, and there's still an empty button, but I guess too late to change something else. In any case, you need to jump to get to the pegs, but keep pressing up for the ninja to catch on, otherwise he will jump to his death. But when the situation is tricky, he's grappling hooked. So here we have challenge room. Which is gone, but still not without the uses. Maybe I'll do this one another time. No, just kidding. Since we are in a nightmare, I'm going to put on the nightmare disguise, which incidentally will allow me to completely refill. If you change items, you completely refill. So we have a strange electrical poles. The Hessian really needed a good electrician. I didn't mean to do that, so I actually need to reload, but before reloading I'll show you floor below. So we have a reinforced door to the right and a reinforced door to the left. So you can actually go here, break this, open the door by standing on this platform. But of course you need an extra body. So fortunately there's no way to get the extra body. So we need to do something different. Something different is to just toss one body down here. Now, well, actually I can toss also this one, because since you can walk with a body, you don't really need it. But anyway, now that we have an extra body, actually we have 2 extra bodies. We can yeah, I jumped, so the cutscene didn't show anything. And now, well, not this one, I will use this guard and then bring this one to the next stage. This one is not actually necessary, but since I have a spare corpse. So now we have something, no, very macabre, but the tone is getting darker and darker. So we cannot do anything with this hole. I can show you. If we try to jump, we'll get electrocuted. And if we try to throw a body at it, nothing will happen. But if you put these bodies in the right spot, the lasers will be completely deactivated. Fortunately, my idea of making a pile of bodies to jump over did not work because we go through. And so I just used the extra bodies to make it perfect. Yeah, if you get the exact spot in the middle, you're good. So we can safely come here and notice that I actually needed the extra body. Yeah. So now that let's see actually if you really need. No. So I think this body, I could have left this body on the first floor. Yeah. So these are perfectly positioned and we can get this.
Noble and mighty. Your fear is all that I see.
So the thunder covered part of the haiku, but yeah, we'll check it at the end. Between the thunder and the cryptic poetry and the challenges, it's easy to lose track of the story being told. And now we'll try with Bloody Whisper. Let's resume a Path of the Hunter. Now with 2 darts and 2 insects, because yeah, if more than that it would be too easy. So we need to go up. There's guard approaching. So we can see when these steps are going the opposite way, of course. We can see the guard is looking the other way. Luckily, elite guards are not able to sniff us. The dogs. So we can sneak by and see another artifact. So I need to wait. Since this room is illuminated, I need to wait for the guard to the other way. Yeah. Turn off the lights. This guard is not concerned about the lights going out. Usually I would jump over him, but if I try, get stuck, so I need for him to can just look at the footsteps in the elite guard, and when the footsteps start going away, you can just kill him. I'm trying to point to the direction of the light, but I cannot. From here I can. So I can just distract the guard instead of the dancing around. So now I need to be careful about the thunder, which bring sliding, because of course sound is faster than light. And now I just need to pick the right moment. Just wait here for the guard to go away. Actually, I haven't... Yeah, I did kill 3 elite guards, because quite easy if you go to the that room down there. There are 2 elite guards which can be killed just by opening the poison trap. So the seal is quite easy. Now we just need to avoid detection.
We can't let Karajan escape again. We can either take out the pilot or destroy the fuel pump. Either way, he'll be trapped like the rat he is.
Now we have actually become smart and can sabotage the helicopter before moving on. And actually we cannot move on. We cannot ignore Aura because that very thick door, a plot door.
Let's get out of here.
There's actually nothing here. So I just use the boring kill. The Twilight Gate, the guard was moving, so Ninja didn't use the the chain. The Ninja didn't use the chain to kill, but yeah, as usual we have multiple paths, multiple ways to tackle the guards. So we have 2 elite guards. The pilot, if we pick the right moment, we can actually kill him without being seen. It was a split second too late, but Anyway, I just go back. This guard actually patrols up to this room. So we have the stealth option, which is down there, which is the one I'm going to use now to spare an innocent pilot. Also, if you don't jump like a madman, here there's the safest option with a checkpoint to get to the pilot through. Yeah, but I don't want to do that because I want to show you the other option. The other option is below us. I just wait for that guard to move. Pick this lock. And now it seems as we have a safe room, but if we look closely, there are two guards on the exact place we need to go. So we can of course just kill these guards, but there's also a stealth option if you want to avoid any blood. We leave those Canadian guards to wonder what's happening, and like a smart mouse with a dumb cat will make the guards come all the way here. If you do the most intuitive way, the guard will be terrorized, apparently. I think there's a chance of getting terrorized in these kills. Not guaranteed, but
What is this guy?
yeah, this guard will be helpful to disable the
What is this guy?
yeah, combat is done. So exciting. But we can disable this generator.
Lost contact with the helipad. Something's up. Keep the boss in a safe room and stay on alert.
Karajan is cornered. It's time to finish him.
But disabling that generator apparently breaks the helicopter for some reason. Now we can go to the left, and that door will be open. The plot door I showed you earlier. Incidentally, I think that's the only swearing in the game is when the guard is very scared. Things down here is safe. Here we have a strange crate. And you can move the crate. Strange because it's a weird place. Can get the checkpoint.
You! All of you! Guard me with your lives!
So killing the pilot or disabling generator is no difference. And of course I missed the final scroll and to redo the level. We are close to Karajan, yeah, but I fell exactly on the checkpoint. I didn't get the chance to explore that zone. Anyway, the last level, Karajan has nowhere left to run. Finish your mission and then return home to make your final sacrifice. So apparently we are doing a good job killing a bad guy and then killing ourselves to avoid getting crazy. But I'll just meet you in a second at the end of the level. So I'm back here, and now if you
Hey, what was that noise?
Go check that out, will you?
What happened to the
distract both of them, only one will move conveniently, the nearest one to me. You need to draw one guard to the right so that the lasers will turn off momentarily so that you can sneak up. It's actually necessary if you don't have smoke bombs and don't want to kill anyone. Of course, smoke bombs make everything way too easy. From a coding perspective, it's not the guard looking for us or for distraction objects, but these distraction objects are calling the guard. So the circles you see are actually looking for active guards. So in case they find more than one, they can coordinate and say, you go check it out.
Hey, there he is.
So yeah, the reload. So here is spawn with a guard nearby, which is not the best situation. Seems I've soft locked myself, but yeah, as always, smoke bombs are overpowered. Anyway, I can continue to look for a scroll. Should be nearby. So I was saying before that there's this crate here, but I didn't check the map. And the path below, of course, there's an empty corner, so we get a reward.
The Raven's circle. Usher me to my end.
You! All of you! Guard me with your lives!
And now we see the true colors of Count Karajan hiding behind his money. The guards grayed out are those that we never saw on our screen. I didn't collect any bonus artifacts or scrolls, but just doing the level in full stealth was enough to get to the 31,000 points required. Unlock all 3 tokens. So we unlocked the 6 stealth kill techniques. We still have the combat ones. I'm going to upgrade the smoke bomb. Choking powder has been added to the smoke cloud, disabling enemies within it, unless they are wearing gas masks, which is perfect for the elite guard. I'll keep the same loadout that I used to get that final scroll with the undetected bonus. So here we have this similar situation as in the city. We have 2 levels connected, so split.
Karajan has barricaded himself in his tower, and from what I overheard, 2 separate guards have the keys to get in. We need to find both of them.
The level is split like as in previous part, because as you can see the scroll up down there, because initially they planned
What is going on out there?
Initially they planned to do... Don't worry about this crate, we'll get back to it later.
There he is. He's got the first key. Take him out quietly and grab the key. Or I suppose you could just lift it from his pocket.
Right?
So here the new... The new overpower smoke bombs.
There he is. He's got the first key. Take him out quietly and grab the key. Or I suppose you could just lift it from his pocket.
So I can disable not only these lasers but also those to the right. So if I do, but also those to the left. So if I go to the left now, the path is open, and without this crate in the way, we can get first scroll.
As Japan opened to the west, we found more sumi, but this time we used it with honor. Today, only students, not masters, receive the mark, because we can guide them, and we can control them. Still, I wonder, do the tattoos make one mad, or simply dangerous? I see no difference between the two.
So the haiku form is dropped to give us more background info. I was saying before that the levels were bigger because the initial goal was to do 6 worlds, and with a theme in each one, with the conflict of the old ninjas versus the new technology. Quite ambitious plan. For example, one level should have been art, another technology, economics, environment, and so on. So they, in the end, I guess the gameplay brought the game in a different way. Also, this explains why there are 3 large sections instead of the shorter, more focused level that were ultimately necessary to make sense of this scoring system. So in the end, split in half. And also, it was in this level that the pickpocketing mechanic we saw earlier was introduced, because as they thought of the split path for the helicopter, they extended this idea to killing an enemy to get the key, and from there we went to pickpocket the keys, which is also one of the optional seals. Well, we find a new challenge room, a place for everything, which you need to, well, find the right place for everything. So here we need to place these weird things in the right spot. So let's try putting this first one here, and the second there. We will not be able to reach the button, but we'll be able to go to the other side. And here we have a lever, and I need to wait for this strange device to come back, and now we can tackle the issue from the other side. We open the door, and a bit of magic brought the button down. So it was a red herring after all. And we need to go to do the opposite, the same pattern with before, but from the other side. Probably both work. So no, we need this one here, and the other one is not important. Now it is important because we need to go back. Okay, so if we... But the thing is, we need to go here, and then we can drop down. We cannot do the opposite because from here we cannot go up in this way. So, well, if we analyze our data, we get the solution in any math problem. And now now we actually need to press the button again, but then it would be walled off from that side. So we go first here, then here. Now we have the open path. A bit complicated, but we are in the last level apparently, right?
What you did not earn, you must not take for our theft. Brings out the jackals. The master lays bricks. His students are the mortar. Our castle is strong.
So the students keep the school together while the masters give solidity to the whole thing. So I got sniffed on purpose by that dog because this is the weird seal. Gets smelled by the dog, by all the dogs. There are 3 dogs in the level, which is a nice change of pace. Now we have some guards, and we still need to be careful about those thunder that brings light. The second dog is actually sleeping, so be safe. Need to wake him up to see. Sleeping dogs cannot sniff, so while we wait.
After Tetsuji came the 100 years of darkness. Only when the Sumi was nearly gone did the madness stop. Under Ultima the Hungry, who wrote these poems, we bound ourselves to a code of honor.
Gluttony, lust, and rage enslave us. Our appetites make us unhappy.
And so while I get sniffed from the second dog, you can see that the game drops the poetry for a while to make it clear. The ink gave them power, but also madness. Yeah, I just barely made it. Since I'm running silently. You cannot go up, but it's clear that this time they were out of order, with still 3 haikus, but doubling down on the lore. And so the sumi is the traditional Japanese stick that provides ink, a mix of plant matter and oil, used in calligraphy. Idea was to give mark to the students, so I was the protagonist. Our protagonist, the marked one, is not a special ninja, but I'm just a simple student, so he can obey orders, and we are obeying the orders. So here we have intermittent lasers because the only way to make a stealth option feasible with lasers. Ooh, it was close. They should be safe up here. Forgot. Distract that guard. Which actually work in my favor because it was not moving from that spot. So hopefully now I can sneak by. Apparently the guards with the shield are not very good at looking down, since they don't have a torch or something, but I missed my timing. Not sure why. I guess the light, it's a bit of a bug with the light, with the torch. I need to be more careful. Still, I wasn't punished.
There's the guard with the other key. I almost feel bad for him. Almost.
So, what we need to do? First, we need to turn off the lights.
Check that out, will you? Need to get that fixed.
Nothing. Weird. Turned into a light one now.
And there's usually a couple of guards. One guard is standing there, while the other checks. Now the point, suspicious point, is gone, so I don't think we can jump. Maybe. Yes, we can jump, but of course there's still the chandelier is still giving out light, of course. And also I was noticed because there's this light. So I actually needed to get that guard. If you want to do this stealthily.
There's the guard with the other key. I almost feel bad for him. Almost.
Without items, it's best to get that guard suspicious, then jump behind him and go to the right, but first, of course, need to turn off all the lights.
See what that noise was over there.
You can technically jump over them. Once I drop the chandelier, that guard will move.
Waste of time.
So it's not too bad.
I must be jumpy tonight. This place is really strange.
Now with the unsuspecting guard. We can move on. To the panic room. And the last dog. So okay, now I've been sniffed. Now if I die, the seal will be still unlocked, but the sniffing dog count, if you die halfway, if you die just after being sniffed, it resets. So here we have the main door, which is quite well guarded. So we'll take a detour. we can go up castle. There are actually two entrances. So here's this one. And we see a complicated pattern of lasers besides the door protecting something, and that something is the cart.
Look, there's Karajan, hiding like a coward while his guards do the fighting.
So there are no guards here, but there's a complicated laser system that we need to shut down, even though here you cannot see it, where the red cross is. Disable Karajan security, but we also have more security here. But we'll get back to this room. But first, let's explore some more up here. So, while the music swells, I'm lucky I'm not in the Middle Ages, because there would be guards up here on the walkways. Instead, there's just one artifact if the game does let me drop down. We see some residual lasers in this tower, which is one of the objectives. And in the background we see more very technological castle, not an ancient one, with some windows that were more reminiscent of condos than actual castles. It fits. Here's the guard patrolling the wall, a bit too low. And now we can actually take a proper look. I think there was a laser I just narrowly avoided.
If we shut off that generator, we'll bring down the lasers, and then nothing will stand between us and Karajan.
We have new kind of doors here. And so you see why there are 3 objectives. So the other 2, we need to go up the towers. This time that was the laser, luckily, when you reload. So good. And this time it makes sense to hide the controls there. Ooh, I barely avoided that. And now I need to run. And I can open one of the doors. The Count finds unexpected humor in these last moments. First time I've heard about a check with many zeros assembling, and how we're referring to the wolves in what did they do? Assembling wolves in the Japanese folklore. I'm not sure why. I didn't notice that before, but I usually left it in the middle, but actually it's much easier to pick the right moment and leave it on the side. Anyway, it's a challenge we already did before. You can also turn off lasers now, get the last door. They mentioned that he knows what our master wants. I thought that our master followed honor and was an armored man just looking to defend our clan from these weirdos. But actually we are the weirdos because we are ninjas, and with this kind of technology around, ninja may become obsolete soon, if not for the power of ink. Now, if you remember back here, you can say hi to our friends, and yeah, it's the main door. So you can fight your way through here, even though you need some gadget or timing it right, because they are both an elite guard and a sniper. So picking the right moment. But we don't need them. I won't need them. Also, I don't need all these lasers, which are quite annoying when you are trying to run. So it's good backtracking, but still, it is backtracking, and I hate the lasers. So if you notice, I actually could have made it with just a point penalty, but I'm going to reload. Wait. And then go around. And finally turn off this lane. And so now we get more guards. So as in the first level, the room changes, and now there are guards patrolling and still some active measures. So you see how the guards are much more active. There's also snipers somewhere to the left. I'll show you later what happens if you do the active approach terrorizing guards using the darts we unlocked earlier. But this is the fun path, when you need to pick the right moment. You could just use, of course, a smoke bomb and run past them. Do we have a second sniper here? Yep. Snipers are one-shot kill. This door actually we cannot go through, are just postponing guards, but the alarm is up there, so we can actually run past it. But here there was laser blocking our way, and now it's gone. It's gone, but it's still a tricky room unless you use the chandelier to dispatch that elite guard.
Who's up there?
I'm not sure if he's going to notice me because he spotted me before.
Hey, target has been identified.
Sometimes it's best to get partially spotted so that the guards move away from where they are patrolling. But with elite guards is harder. So I'm back here, and this time I'm going to time it right. So I need to... There's a sniper to the left. So I need to wait for the sniper to look up, for the elite guard to look away, and then I'm good to go. And now, remember that with this costume we don't have our sword of Tetsuji with us, so how are we gonna... Guess we are going to do the pacifist option, right?
Is he gone?
So now we cannot jump. We have the sound effect for moving for changing to darts and our distraction items, but it actually doesn't work. So we are in cutscene mode, and unfortunately we don't have any choice but to kill him with the X. There's no B prompt here, and this is to justify the story at the end. It was way out of budget to do double storyline for double cutscenes for a pacifist storyline, so I show you later how it is with the sword, but in this case it seems we are just walking up to him. He's not doing anything, he's not, and you know, he's just terrorized, and we just put him out of his misery with the invisible sword. But the level is not done. We technically teleport to a different part of the level, and we come back.
Wait, what is this junk from Hessian doing here? I'd understand if Azai brought back some treasure, but what is this armor? Why did he bring back guns? We weren't just sent to kill Karajan. We were sent to steal from him. Did Azai make you accept the mark for this? Have you thought about not killing yourself? Yes, I know. You'd bring shame on yourself and your clan. But is that worse than a wrongful grave?
But that's a bit sudden, Aura. Should have thought about the avoiding my duty earlier. At this point, we are back to the first level, to our home, but this time we are technically in a corner of our previous level, and we cannot jump or use anything. We can just follow Aura and have some doubt in our mind. So even though Aura is bringing this up, it's a bit abrupt. The constant dialogue, Aura's dialogue during gameplay, was all to this, to plant the seed of doubt in our mind. First it was just the joy of killing, and now are we the buddies?
My suspicions were right. Azai has lied to us. I have gone to the greenhouse near Tabriz to set things straight. Go with honor. But watch yourself, Dasan.
Please, you must spare yourself. At least until we know what's really going on.
Now the situation really escalates, with Aura much faster than us on the stairs. So, just the final moment. Need to do our duty.
You have saved us all. You defeated our enemies. And now we have their weapons and their technology.
Azai didn't save us from Hessian. He'll warp everything we stand for.
The time has come. Stop him. He must not get away.
Of course, we could have predicted that, because Azai has no white hair, denoting wisdom, and he has black hair, which in Disney cartoons of yore were always bad guy or bad stepmother sign. His plan is smarter than the old Tetsuji, who just tried the ink on himself. The plan was to use a scapegoat, us, to steal all the weapons and everything useful, every technology from the Hessian corporation. And now we have a new item. Yeah, a cardboard box. A plain old box that provides concealment from guards as long as it remains stationary.
You can hide anywhere, anytime by squeezing into this cardboard box. It may seem crude, but surprisingly effective. I guess people just always expect there to be boxes lying around everywhere.
Concentrated Hisomu dart. With a more potent concoction, these darts destroy the victim's sanity and cause them to harm themselves.
A more potent poison will stop the target just seconds after they're struck.
So we'll try that. And since we have extra points, I'll finally unlock the slide kick. The Path of the Might, with stealth kill restoring health. This one is from the DLC, like the last distraction attack items.
Before the restoration, as the other clans strayed and disbanded, a merchant sold us a secret. He led us to a flower whose petals burn with toxin.
Dosan's trail leads here, the source of the ink in your marks. If Azai has a secret, it's in there.
We are at the outskirts of Tabriz. The winds begin to rise in a wasteland environment, and we see the origin of the ravenous insects here. The cardboard box, homage to Metal Gear. Unfortunately, it doesn't protect us from the traps. So luckily, the explosions do not destroy
These
cardboard
bandits are tricky
box.
and ruthless. Watch out for
My name is Leonardo. Thank you very much for watching. Valete, take care.